Out to play the puck behind his net. Back to the right point it comes, and then fired in deep again by the Rocket all the way around, and Toby Bisson knocked it backwards, and there was nobody there, and now Arthur Kaliev racing for a loose puck, but Farrell's able to knock that away from him. And then Jan Yannick getting tangled up with somebody at center and goes down as Jamison Reese tries to drive down the left wing side in the Laval zone. Loose puck to Dauphin. Now David Reinbacher shoved off it in the corner. Puck found by Yannick, trying to work it to the line, but it'll bounce out, and Yakimchuk sends it over to Harrington, who dumps it in again. Senators on the season here, 9-6, 1-0. And the Rocket 10-6 in their 16 games. Laval really, really good at home this year, 5-2. Senators are 6. Province comes out from behind the net. Gets to center ice and dumps it in and heads for a change. Kakkonen trying to clear it off the boards near side. Senators keep it in. Skips off the dasher and around to the far wall end, pushed out of the zone by Thorpe. Here's Bisson at his blue line, tries to work it up the near side boards. Fly out to Winnipeg, where they'll play 2 against the Manitoba Moose next Tuesday and Wednesday. Belleville win the offensive zone draw. Yakimchuk at the goal line near side. Wraps around and puts it off the outside iron. And loose puck tracked down by Bourgault. There in the left wing corner. Pulled away by Reinbacher and tries to get it behind the net. Bourgault found it. Works it back left point for Yakimchuk. Chipped into the corner. Phil Daou had to deal with the referee's skates there, but Belleville still in possession. And Harrington's pass to Yakimchuk will take them out of the zone. Bourgault winding up again, brings it across, right side, Bongiovanni. Tried to play it into the slot, broken up. Bonjo knocked down, back to his feet, and now Bourgault in the right wing corner, trying to yank that puck away from Toby Bisson. Picked up by Xavier Simoneau. And he took a few heavy strides forward and then elects to turn back, wait for his teammates to finish changing. Things you can buy as a donation via Dash Auction. We'll have all those details at BellevilleSens.com in the coming days, but you can get your tickets now for Hockey Fights Cancer Weekend at Ticketmaster.ca or BellevilleSens.com. Sens in their own zone here as a slap shot from the point. Careens into the corner away from Matt Sogard and back in possession of the Senators' defense. Came to the neutral area. Tuck is trying to force it in as the dot just outside the Belleville line. In the neutral zone, clean face-off win for Belleville, and it's poked deep into enemy territory by Xavier Bourgault. Reinbacher closed down quickly by Bongiovanni on the forecheck. Bonjo and Borgie working on it on the wall. Laval able to get out to center. Found again, though, by Cam Crotty. Fed across for Jorian Donovan. Up into the neutral area now for Bongiovanni. Skates in over the line. Avoids the poke check from behind by Simoneau. And toss that toward the net, but it ends up with Reinbacher behind the goal. Rocket coming out with Tyler Thorpe leading the way. Jersey customization if you buy a new one, or 25% off customization if you bring your old jersey. And our season seat members taking advantage of a deal as well, and the Rocket take advantage of a... Pretty big scrum for that puck off the face-off at center. And now the Senators will work it deep. Kakkonen shoots it back around the glass on the far side. Bodied down by Danny Kadek, and he'll sweep that around to the near side. Found by Toby Bisson and lifted to center, and Dunlap is after it. Picks it up just inside the Belleville line, stapled to the wall by Hamara, dug free by Landon Hookey, and then Kadek takes a bit of a hit on the back from Tuck after the Senators got it dumped in. Back out it comes, and Belleville fresh special teams players out as Hamara skates it to the blue line. Toss back for Jamison Reese, Yannick. Washkarak also out there, and Landon Hookey getting some power play time too for Belleville. Reese with it down in the right wing corner, trying to keep it away from the defender there. A couple of white jerseys over. Hookey finds it, ushers it far side Back to the line it comes. Hamara whips it over for Reese. Right circle. Jameson Reese with a look and a shot right into the leg of Bisson. And rebound shoveled out to center. And Hamara will haul it in just as Simoneau leaves the box. Shot around by Hamara. Picked up by Beck. Knocked into the middle, and he was knocked down by Washkrak. As Jorian Donovan winds his way back in his own zone. Racing back the other way for the Rocket. He'll get it into the right Belleville corner. Good physical play down there by Yannick. Though Laval still have it. Kandata tries to cycle low. Tapped back into the corner for Thorpe. Centering try. Right onto the stick of Jameson Reese for Belleville. And he'll get it backhanded off the glass and out as we're into the final minute. Kaliev sweeps it across. Yannick joining in. Toure able to keep it in the zone. Reese to the line. Slap shot just wide as Crotty leaned into that. Half a minute left as Laval look to try and take a late lead here in the first period. Crotty, though, gets it. Gives it to Toure. Here. Rooting against the Senators. Though I did see a handful of Sens jerseys, and I know the Quebec players for Belleville have some family and friends in the building here, so it's not all hostile. And the Senators will look to, as Dave Poulin said, stay connected and find their way back in front of the Laval Rocket here as we're back underway. Sens now attacking from my right to left and having to defend first as Laval get a chance in tight. And Phil Daou slips that off to Yakimchuk. Turned over, long shot, and Sogard, even with Riley Kidney almost on top. 50-plus NHL games as well. Sens are defending at the moment. One-handed behind the net by Hookie in the defensive zone. Chase on now, trying to keep that away from David Reinbacher, who came down the wall off the point. Reinbacher battling with Hookie now. And it comes to Dunlap, who shoots, but blocked by Scott Harrington for the Sens. To the line again and played in around the net. Caddick on the far wall will chip that off the boards and out. And they will wave off the icing as Reinbacher comes back. Gives it to Tuck, and he'll just lift that ahead. Glove down at center ice by Beck. And Owen Beck will start to move into the Belleville zone. Couple of poke checks dispossess him from the puck. And Crotty trying to get it up the wall, but the Rocket keep it in. Bisson sends it across. Good left pad save from Sogard on the long one-timer. Jorian Donovan knocked down, coming to center. Still managed to move it ahead, but now it's back the other way with Kidney. Feeding the middle for Reinbacher. He's denied on the wrist shot as Matt Sogard makes another save. Laval come in again, and Beck sends it all the way around. They'll come 2-on-1 to center. They get it across. Dauphin shoots. Sogard makes the save. Good stop by Matt Sogard as he makes his 15th of the evening. Here's Reinbacher, though. Danger not done. Tries to put that in the slot. It's found by Belzile on the far side. Work back across. Reinbacher knocks it up for Bisson. Across, another one-timer, and how about a couple more saves from the Great Dane for Belleville? Laval trying to get another one to the goal, and Pedersen will just chip that out. Washkrak going to get it over there for Chason, and Reinbacher comes back and gives him a hit on the back check. Jake Chason did not like that. His first game again since early in the first period on October the 26th at Coca-Cola Coliseum in Toronto when he left the game injured. Sens couldn't get it cleared. Deneen back down the right side, trying to cut out front and couldn't tuck that pass. Puck is swept out to center. And Jake Chason trying to track down Del Gaizo, but Laval will get it out. Pass intercepted by Hamara. Chason plays it back the other way. Belzile flings it ahead. Chason intercepts but has two teammates offside, so he'll fire that deep. Banked back up for Laurent Dauphin at center ice. His pass off the skate of Chason. And then Donovan to Cam Crotty up the right wing now. Crotty fires it around. Puck bounces into the left corner. Reinbacher shovels it behind the net. Del Gaizo there. Goes glass and out. And that'll get by Crotty, but slowed down by a stick along the boards. Now the Rocket get it in the slot, and that shot is blocked by Jorian Donovan. Rebound bounced up high in the air, and now a Handful of players trying to track it down. Found down low by Farrell. Left for Belzile. Banked out to the right point for Reinbacher. Over to Bisson. Little shot fake to try and get Phil Daoust to bite. Then dished off for Dauphin. His shot pinballing and ending up in the right wing corner. Found by Bongiovanni. Tries to play it ahead. It's intercepted. Sauce pass again. Reinbacher in the circle. He shoots and scores. Sens couldn't get it clear up the wall, and David Reinbacher alone in the right circle finds a spot up high on Matt Sogard, and he's got his first of the campaign, and the Rocket have a 2-1 lead. Bongiovanni was right in front trying to block the shot, but Reinbacher able to place it just past him and past the glove of Sogard. So for the first time tonight, joins back. Nice shot block again, that time by Hamara. And one by one, Belleville players notching shot blocks here tonight. Hamara is just testing out that foot after standing in front of that hard wrister. Thorpe is in the far corner, plays it behind the net for Reinbacher. Flick toward the goal and ends up at the left point with Engstrom. Engstrom, Reinbacher, shot, missed the net, and that's going to come out. And Hamara will hobble his way back to the bench. No, he won't. He can't get there. Got as far as the blue line and has to stay in the play. Lays down to block a pass, and he does a nice job to reach out the stick and stop that Laval opportunity. Thorpe kept it in just barely at the blue line and gets it back into the right corner, and then tracked down by Phil Daoust and hammered down the ice. Hamara skating a little stronger as he gets to the bench and finally gets a breather. A little tap on the back from Jabril Toure for his efforts. Played 14 minutes of the top pick painter's second period in a 2-2 game. Again, these teams will go at it again tomorrow afternoon for Laval's teddy bear toss. 4 seconds left until the penalty against Harrington ends as Belleville come in. Daoust across, shot by Bourgault is blocked, and he's upended as the power play expires. Off the bench was Kaliev, he kept it in. Rocket find it though, and get it out to center. Tuck will shoot it hard around, and both teams goal. Tries to center, comes all the way back to the left point. Reinbacher feeding across. Engstrom backing over and sending it back to Reinbacher. Now Machar high slot, looked for a man down low, and the pass missed, and Reese gets this ahead, but only as far as the red line. Sens are starting to get tired as the Rocket make a change and almost get caught with too many. Fed across for Dauphin, back to Belzile, stick tied up, but he gets it to Reinbacher. Good save by Matt Sogard as he stretches out that giant right leg to make another stop, and Laurent Dauphin football tackles Wyatt Bongiovanni at center. Sens fight their way in. Daoust, Bongiovanni, Daoust looking for a hole, and his shot will end up Belleville 14-4 in the period. Face-off in the defensive zone for the Rocket, won by Laval, and skated forward. Pass across, hits a skate, and bounces its way back out. And Delgaizo back to get it. Hits the brakes behind his net. Bourgault's going to try to flush him out. He almost got a stick on that too. And Farrell whipping it across the blue line as Dauphin skates to center over the Belleville line. And the puck is down in the third here at Place Bell. Sends attack from our left to right in this third period, as they did in the first, and Xavier Simoneau able to lift the puck out to center. This crowd is coming to life again, and not that they've been quiet too much here on this Friday night. Simoneau takes it off the skate, feeds it up to Toby Bisson. He'll work to center and then from the near side. Sens resetting in their own end. Toure up to Pedersen to tip in. Jamison Reese in after it. It's played past him by the netminder Kakinen. Tuck out to center. Hard feed across, connecting with Dunlap. Taken away from him by Hamara and played up the wall. Reese backhands it through the middle. Toure works to the red line and dumps it in. 3 minutes and change gone in the third period for Deerhaven Power Sports. Wallbridge Loyalist Road and Highway 401 Belleville, just on the Belleville-Quinte West boundary. It's Crotty again to center. Picked up by Reinbacher in his own end, finds Tuck on the near side. He'll just gets in, gets bumped by Crotty after playing it all the way around, and out it comes. Smash back in by Laval. And it will come again, free to center ice, but waiting for it is Toby Bisson. Crotty on it in the corner of his own zone. Washkarak's pass intercepted. On the left wing side. A shot from Tuck, stopped again by Sogard through the crowd. And a big hit thrown on Kean Washkarak there. And now Pettersson trying to fight his way up the wall, but ends up giving it up. 6.5 minutes now gone in the third. 3-2 Rocket if you're just tuning in. Arthur Kaliev in the first for Belleville. Will Deneen in the first for Laval. Reinbacher and Tuck for the Rocket in the second. And Scott Harrington's first as a Belleville Senator in the middle. Amara back after it. Gave it to Duarte. Poked ahead to center. Picked up there by Jameson Reese. Reese into the offensive zone. Gets around a man. Tried to center but lost the puck behind the net. Reinbacher scoops it up. Kept in at the line though by Hamara. Controlling. Feeds it to Washkarak with a shot. And just wide. Toure on the keep in right point. Down into the corner for Reese. Trying to center. Deflected away. Picked up by Kendata and chipped to center ice. Hamara there to find it. Plays it across. Crotty. Long feed up again. Intended for Reese. Turn back around. Mayshar is in. Sauce that toward the net. It's tipped up over the goal. Hookie has his man pinned up in the defensive zone. Just about everybody in the scrum as it gets by Reinbacher, and he has to retreat. Danny Kadek off the bench with Jake Chase on here. Landon Hookie, the third member of this group. Reinbacher waits behind the goal. Flushed out by Kadek. Fed left for Tuck. He'll steam up the left boards. And then a centering attempt by Dunlap is picked off by Landon Hookie. Rink-wide feed for Kadek. Gets to him. Kadek slides it into the corner. Chase on after it. Played up the wall, though, by Reinbacher, and now skated ahead by Will Deneen. Left down in the corner for Harrington. And then Bon Giovanni. And up ice for Duarte and dumped in. Looking for Daou on the far side. Puck is stuck between the skates of Daou and Reinbacher. Has the Rocket get it free and lift it down. Icing waved off. Toure trying to leave it there. Beck following up and gets it for the Rocket. Jammed in deep as Jabril tries to hold up his man behind the net. Scooped up and carried around and centered by Mayshar, but not directed on net. Down to 4 minutes left in the period. And in regulation time, here's Bisson at the line. Across for Reinbacher, no shot. Cycled in for Owen Beck on the boards. Hunted down by Toure. Belleville can't get it clear. They might now as Jabril gets it off the wall and ahead. Washkarak finds it at center. Takes a bump. And Laval back in possession. They'll go D to D for Bisson left side. Phil to center. Wants to keep possession. Gets in. Bourgault finds it. Backhands it across. Kaliev couldn't get it skate to stick. Yakimchuk to the point for Yannick. He'll fire through. There's a rebound there, but Kakinen snatches it. 7 Laval so far in the third. Puck back down, and the Belleville net is empty. It's played all the way down the ice. Simoneau back to get it, bothered by Bon Giovanni. Bon Giovanni has it taken away by Simoneau. Round back in the net he comes, tries to center, play broken up. Here's Bonjo again behind the cage. Leaves it there for Bourgault.
Last minute of play in the third period.
Final minute of the third here at Place Bell as Kaliev is in. Slides it down to Bourgault. Worked around to the far corner. Back around for Bourgault. Now behind the net is Daou. Has a look. Whips it out to Yakimchuk. Comes to Kaliev who blasts it. It hit Reinbacher. They score! Xavier Bourgault! Goal. He's out there with Farrell and Beck. Bongiovanni lost his stick right off the face-off. He's got it back, and then at the line, Reinbacher didn't like what he saw, and now backs all the way behind his own net. Seen a lot of chatter on the social media about the 3-on-3 overtime, and all of this type of play as Beck loops back as well. It kind of takes away the point of adding some excitement to extra time. Reinbacher now up ahead with speed, gains the line, drops to Beck, starts to walk across the line, now goes to the circle, leaves it for Farrell there. Farrell creeping towards the blue line, sauces down. Beck will turn off the far side, had a spot to shoot but didn't. He was shadowed by Unique. Beck passing down to the circle. Farrell poke check by Hamara. Farrell dishing across. And Reinbacher feeds it back out to Farrell at the center circle. Rocket take.